Hey everyone, it's Tara, and today we're going to be doing a dip powder video. I'm going to be reviewing and showing you how to use this dip powder kit that I got off Amazon. It's by Kuseri. So first off, we have a couple pamphlets in here. One is instructions, very detailed. Another one is just some customer service cards. And it looks like there's a warranty that you can activate. Next in the box, we have step 1 through 4 of your regular dip liquids. They also give you a small nail file and 2 replacement nail brushes. You also get a dust brush. This kit also did come with an e-file or a drill, whatever you want to refer to it as. And then here's the cord for it. It does not have a wall plug. It does just come with the USB in for you to plug into your own wall plug or box. And then it also did come with a bullet style nail drill bit. Very nice. And then you also, to put this one in, it's one of the styles where you just push it in and then pull it back out. That's all you do to secure it. And to attach the power cord, you just plug it into the back end of it. This kit also came with 8 dip powders, and on the bottom, the colors are numbered. And so I'm just going to take these out here and just show you what the inside of them looks like. So when you open them, that's about how full each one of them is. And this is all of the different colors. I chose this kit because I thought these colors would be good for Valentine's Day to do a set with. Now we're going to start off with some basic nail prep. So I'm just taking a cuticle pusher and I'm just going to do very basic, gentle pushing my cuticles back. And once that's done, I'm just going to dust away any, gunk that might have came up when I pushed them back. Now I'm just going to lightly buff the surface of my nails to remove the shine and also remove any oil that might be inside of my nail bed. This is just going to give us a better adhesion when we start doing the dip powder process. Now my cuticles are really bad right now because of all the weather changes. So I am just going to gently clip off a few pieces of skin that have been kind of peeling back, and I just don't want them to get worse. I'm not going overboard, and I'm not doing this on every single nail. You may not even need to. Now, I did mention I'm going to be using tips just because I want a little added length for this set. You don't have to. You can skip this part. So I'm just using some nail glue, and I'm just going to glue on the tips that I want. And I'm just going to pinch the sides in and hold it for a few seconds because I want my nails to be a little bit more slender. My nail beds are a little bit round and wide. And I'm going to cut them down to the length that I want. Now I am going to shape the nail tips a little bit because I want a really sharp, crispy coffin shape for this set today. And since I did decide to glue tips on, I'm going to buff the surface of the tip only so that it's not shiny. Otherwise, the dip powder won't really stick. So now I'm just getting together everything that I need, which is my step 1, the dip powder color that I'm going to use, And I'm also going to be using a cupcake holder. Since my nails are longer, I'm not dipping them into the jar. It wouldn't really even be possible. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. I'm just going to take the step 1, and I'm going to take a pretty decent amount since I have a longer nail I'm working with. And I'm not doing any fancy, building up the middle section or anything. I'm just going straight from cuticle to the free edge, just brushing it straight all the way down. And this is not slow setting, but it's not fast setting either. It's pretty medium. So you do have a little bit of time to, sit your bottle down and get your powder ready to pour over. Now, something really important that has helped me get a decent outcome with dip powder is I like to clean up around the cuticle on every single nail. Even if it looks like nothing's out of place, I still do it because it just makes a huge difference. So I do that on every single nail, every single time. And another kind of not pro, but I guess multiple time dip powder user is do not brush off your powder too soon, or else it's not going to be smooth. It's going to be very lumpy and take a long time to buff smooth. I wait until I pretty much do all the rest of my nails. Okay, so now that I have all of the other fingers done, I dusted off that first layer of dip. And you can see the cuticles are looking pretty smooth. So we're going to go ahead and start our second layer of dip. So I'm going back with that step 1 base. And again, I'm putting a kind of thick layer. I mean, I have to kind of put a lot on the brush because I'm dealing with a longer nail by choice. So I'm just going again, starting back at the cuticle and pulling it all the way down to the free edge. And making sure I have the sides covered. And I'm just gonna hold my finger over that cupcake thing and just pour the powder over. And make sure it's really, really coated. And then I'm just gonna tap it so that I get off any extra. And then I'm gonna immediately start cleaning around my cuticle area. Even though it looks like, I might not have got any liquid on my skin, I still clean up because sometimes there is. And then, another thing I should add that I like doing sometimes is taking my spatula and just pressing the sides of my nail, patting the powder down so that my nails do not start to get really wide. Even though it's dip powder, I still want my nails to stay a little bit slender. So this is with all fingers done with 2 coats of dip. I'm going to leave it at that. And I'm just going to go ahead and get out our step 2 activator. And from this point on, I'm going to kind of focus on one nail since I'm doing the same exact thing. So I'm going to use a very generous amount of that activator and drench the entire nail with it and let it dry for about 60 seconds. Now I'm going to go ahead and clean up the shape with a nail file. Now one was provided in the kit, but I, have ones I've invested in that I like a little bit better. And, you don't have to use the ones in the kit. I like to have them around for extra, but I use my own. So, you can do whatever you want. This is just my tips. So I just cleaned the free edge up and the sides. Now we're going to go ahead and use the drill that came in the kit. And I'm just going to try to take down this little lumpy area that I have in the center of the nail. And I'm going to go ahead and just turn that on. And to turn it on, you only have a reverse or forward. And so I realized there I needed to use the opposite of whatever I had just put it on. And choose your speed. I don't know how many RPMs or how strong or fast this drill can go, but it's a very good beginner-friendly drill. You can't, and with this drill bit they gave you, it is a safety bit, which means the very tip of it where you can see it's kind of pointy, there's no, like, I don't know what you want to, there's no ends on it that are gonna be able to make a shape or file, so it's not going to damage your skin if it touches your skin. So I'm just lightly pressing to try to get the cuticle a little bit flatter up against the cuticle, the nail, I mean, not my cuticle, and the middle of the nail where I showed you that kind of lumpy area was. And I don't have the drill going too fast, that way it doesn't heat up the dip powder, because I don't like when my nails get hot. I mean, I don't think anyone likes that, but the way to avoid that is to not have your drill too fast. And I did not need to do this on every single nail. This was actually the worst one, which is why I focused on this one to show you the drill part with. I didn't have to use the drill on every single nail. But it is nice to have because it does make the process a little bit faster. You don't actually have to use a drill at all if you have lumps. If you're more comfortable, you can just use a hand file the entire way through. So now I'm going to go back in and clean up this shape again with a hand file, the sides and the free edge, and of course over the top of the nail, just to take out some of the unevenness that was caused from using the drill. While it did take down that big bump, it's, also created little tiny lines and things like that. So I'm just going to smooth all that over, and this part I do on every nail regardless. Now that I'm done shaping, I'm going to take a thicker little nail brush and just clean off all the heavy dust that was left behind from filing. And we're going to go back in with the step 2 activator just to really, dry down and seal everything that we did after filing. And it just, to me, I think it kind of cleans the nail again also and preps it for your top coat. I would not advise skipping this step before doing your top coat, and the instructions on here do say to wash your hands with soap and water. I've never done that. Some people do it. That's your preference, but I choose to keep my hands dry before I do top coat. So now we have the step 3 top coat here, and I did let that activator dry for about 2 minutes first. So now I'm gonna do one very thin and fast coat of the top coat. And this first top coat doesn't have to be perfect. It's gonna be uneven and it's gonna look sticky and stringy. And that is completely normal because that first layer is just to smooth out all the lines and everything from buffing and filling in all the extra pores of your dip powder that couldn't bind together. So after about a minute of letting that first coat dry, we're going to do a second coat of the top coat. This coat I did put on a lot thicker and it goes on smoother, and you can see it looks thick and full and shiny. And after about 4 minutes, I test to see if they're dry and not sticky. And that's it from start to finish. I want to say this took me about 30 minutes. I did end up going ahead and doing my other hand because I'm going to keep these on for a couple days. Overall, I did really like this kit. It does what it's supposed to do, and it was very easy to use. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.